All right, let's move on in our topic here with the conic section. So we just finished with the parabola, and we're going to move on now to the circle and the ellipse. And with the circle and the ellipse, you can see here with our intersection of this plane with a cone, you can see the plane here intersecting our cone horizontally and forming out a circle, right, a circular section. And you can see also to the right of it, if you take that plane and angle it, say a 45-degree angle, and you slice through both sides of the cone, you get an elliptical shaped graph, an ellipse, which looks like a circle stretched out. So we're going to talk about these two together. We're going to talk about the standard forms of both equations, we'll talk about their key characteristics, and so we can easily get a quick sketch of their graphs. So let's begin with the circle. So definition of a circle is a set of all points in the plane that are a fixed distance from a fixed point in the plane. And that fixed distance we call the radius of the circle, and that fixed point is the center of the circle. So again, the distance from the center to any point on the circle is what we call the radius of the circle. So with that said, the standard equation of the circle. So if we know the center point, say h and k, that ordered pair, and we know the radius, the standard form equation of the circle would be x minus h squared, h being the x-coordinate of the center, so the x term is formed by the x-coordinate, x minus h squared, plus y minus k squared. So now we're looking at the y-coordinate of the center point. So y minus the y-coordinate will form the y term, which is y minus k squared, equal the radius squared. So the constant term on the right-hand side represents the square of our radius. So we have the sum of two squared terms, and coefficients of both terms, right, are 1. So key characteristic of a circle equation is the coefficients are 1, or it can be reduced to 1. With that said, let's take an example. So here I've got a circle equation, right? We can see the sum of two squared terms, so different than a parabola. So go back to our previous section where only one of the two variable terms, x or y, is being squared, right? If only x squared is in front of us, we're looking at a parabola that opens up or down. Or if we have just the y term being the squared term, right? When we have x being first degree, we know that we have a parabola open to the right or left. So in a circle, both x and y are being squared. So with that said, right, let's talk about, right, the standard form of this circle. Let's go ahead and write it here beneath or above this. Our goal, right, what we'd like our equation to look like, right, is the equation x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal r squared, right? Where again, our center is that point h and k, all right, and our radius again is r. So let's go ahead and work on this circle now. To do that, we're going to go ahead and rearrange the equation, because we're going to need to create some squares with x and y, right, to get the standard form circle equation. So let's put the x terms together. So x squared minus 16x, and we'll leave a little room so we can introduce the new constant term to create a square with the quadratic. So now we'll put the y terms together, y squared plus 14y. And that constant term, we need to move that over to the other side of the equation, right? So we'll go ahead and subtract 32 over. So as we do that, now we're setting it up to create our square. We already know the coefficients of x squared and y squared are both 1. So we need to identify what we call b. So b is negative 16. So to create a square, we need to take half of that number. So half of negative 16 is negative 8. Right? So to create a square with x, we're going to have to add in half of b squared, negative 8 squared. And if we add that in on the left side of the equation to be equal, we're going to have that exactly the same number on the right-hand side. So we need to add negative 8 squared on the right-hand side also to keep it equal. And let's go ahead and do the same thing with the y terms. So again, this x term here, now we've got a new quadratic trinomial, x squared plus bx plus half of b squared. We can easily rewrite it as a square, right? It'll be x plus half of b to the second power. And now let's do the same thing with y. So again, we notice y squared, of course, coefficient's already 1. Not, we would make it 1 to create a square. And then we identify b. So b is a value of 14. So as we're going to take half of that, right, we're looking at a value of 7. So in order to create a square, we're going to add in 7 squared to both sides of this equation. So let's go ahead now and work on the standard form. So what is the square that we've created with the x term? So x squared minus 16x plus negative 8 squared is the same thing as saying x plus negative 8, x plus half of b, all raised to the second power. Right? If you were to square x plus negative 8, you're going to get x squared minus 16x plus negative 8 squared back. Right? You'll get x squared minus 16x plus 64. So again, there's my square for x. And let's do the same thing with the y terms. So we got the quadratic trinomial, y squared plus 14y plus 7 squared, which is 49. But I'd like to write it as 7 squared so you know where it came from. It's half of b. With that said, the square for that is y plus half of b. So y plus 7, right, squared, equal to, and let's go ahead and simplify on the right side, negative 32 plus negative 8 squared, which is 64, plus 7 squared, which is 49. So again, we're simplifying this down into standard form. Now x plus negative 8 simplifies to x minus 8. So again, there's h, right, x minus h squared, plus, let's go ahead and rewrite y with a minus, y plus 7, same thing as saying y minus negative 7. And that allows us to identify k. And then over here on the right-hand side, let's go ahead and add these up. We know negative 32 plus 64 is 32. 32 plus 49 is 81. So that represents r squared. So our center, so now we can look at the center point. So the center is the ordered pair h and k. So 8, negative 7. And we know that the radius, right, which we call r, is going to equal what? The square root of 81. So we know r squared equals 81. So as we take the square root of both sides, right, we would find the radius, which is 9 units. Now remember, this is that fixed distance from that fixed point, the center point, in which our ordered pairs take place. So we'll measure out 9 units from 8, negative 7 and start plotting points on this circle. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and graph it. So I'm going to go ahead and build in my x and my y axis. All right. So let's go ahead and plot this point. So right 8 units, down 7. So down here in quad 4, right, we have our center point, 8, negative 7. So there's the center. And then let's measure out 9 units. So again, our radius, right, is 9 units. So with that said, some quick, easy points we could get would be going up, down, right, and left, do our horizontal and vertical distances. So let's travel up 9 units. So we were to go up 9 units. Right? Negative 7 plus 9 is 2. We would be up here at the point 8, 2. So I'm going to plot the point 8, 2. So there's an ordered pair on this circle, right? That's up 9 units. That's a distance of 9. There's my radius, right? My distance traveled from the center point to that point on the circle. And then we could go right 9 units, right? What happens if we add 9? 8 plus 9 is 17, right? And so we would have the point 17, negative 7. So as we go to the right 9 units, we'd be over here somewhere at 17. I'm going to plot that point. 17, negative 7. So again, there's the radius, right? R equals 9. And we'd go down 7 units. What would be down 9, not down 7, down 9 units, radius is 9. Negative 7 minus 9 is negative 16. So that'd put us down here at the ordered pair of 8, negative 16. So I'll go ahead and plot 8, negative 16. So again, using my radius, the distance from the center to that point, there's R equal 9. And then if we go left 9 units, right, what's left 9? What's 8 minus 9? Be over here at negative 1. So I'm going to plot that point. There's the point -1, -7. So again, there's that radius of 9 units. So now we've got our circle, right? We go ahead and graph in. So let's go ahead and sketch circle. So there's a quick picture, right, of our circle, right, centered at 8, -7. So again, we've got our points, right, on there. And you can see, again, a little better picture here to the right. So I put up here as I put the answer here in our PowerPoint. But again, that's the key pieces, right, the information, right, we have to get it in standard form. Once we get that standard form equation, right, we can look at it and see the key piece of information, which is the center and the radius. And that allows us to sketch that circle. All right, let's move on. Let's go to another example. Let's do one more. Now in this one, we see again another equation of a circle. Right, I've got x squared plus y squared minus 8x minus 2y minus 19. Well, again, sum of two squared terms, coefficients are both 1. We know we're dealing with a circle. Right, so with that, we want the standard form. So we want to go ahead and rewrite it, right, in standard form, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equal to r squared. So let's go ahead and rearrange it. Let's put our x terms together, x squared minus 8x, right, and leave a little room to create the square so we can form x minus h squared. And let's put the y terms together. We got y squared minus 2y, and we'll leave a little room to introduce our new constant so we can create the square of y. We need to go ahead and add the 19 over to the right side of the equation. We don't need that constant term with it. So we'll go ahead and move it over by adding 19 to the right. And then we're ready to identify our values of b. Because our coefficients of x squared and y squared are already 1. So b is equal to -8. So now that we take half of that, so as we divide that by 2, I get -4, right, for my value. So I'm going to add in a -4 squared. That's 16. I'm going to leave it as -4 squared. So you can see that is half of b. Now don't forget, you got to do the exact same thing on the right side to keep it equal. Addition property of equality. And let's go to -2y. So there's our y term. So as we identify b equals -2. And we're going to have to take half of -2 to create the square. As we do that, we get -1. So we're going to add in a -1 squared to both sides of our equation to keep it equal. So now let's look at our quadratic trinomials. Now that we've formed these by adding half of b squared, we can easily write the squares. So x plus half of b, so x plus -4. Right, if we were to square x plus -4, we're going to get x squared minus 8x plus 16 back. And same thing with the y terms. As we create the square, we got y plus half of b, so y plus -1. Right, as we square y plus -1, we would get y squared minus 2y plus 1 back, and that equals 19. Plus, let's simplify, -4 squared is 16, -1 squared is 1. So as we simplify down, we've got our standard form equation, x plus -4, that's x minus 4 squared. Again, there's h. Plus y plus -1, that's y minus 1 squared. There's k. And let's add up these constants, 19 plus 26. So we add those together, we get 35. 35 plus 1 is 36. So there's our value of r squared. So our center, right now we can see exactly what we're looking for. So our center point, the point HK, is 4, 1. So the circle's centered at 4, 1. And we know r squared equals 36. So as we take the square root of both sides, our radius is 6 units. So here's our radius, right? There's r. So we got the center, we've got the radius, we got everything we need to graph it. So let's go ahead and get a quick sketch of the circle. So let's go ahead and plot the center point, which is 4, 1. So right 4 units, up 1. All right, so right here is our center point, 4, 1. As we measure out, let's go ahead and measure out 6 units. Let's go up 6. So we add 6 to the y coordinate. We'd be up here at 4, 7. So adding 6 to the y-coordinate. There's a point on the circle. Again, there's that radius, right, of 6 units. As we go right 6 units, right, we could add 6 to the x-coordinate, and that puts us over here at 10. Right, let's go ahead and plot that point. We're over here at 10, 1. Right, adding 6 to the x-coordinate moves us right 6 units. So there's a radius of 6. What happens if we go down 6? 1 minus 6, negative 5. That'd put us down here at the point 4, negative 5. So let's plot 4, negative 5. That's on the circle. As we go left 6 units, what's 4 minus 6? That's a negative 2. So that'd put us over here at negative 2, 1. So negative 2, 1 is a point on this circle. So as you see, right, with that, we've got our 4 points. And let's go ahead and connect them. So we got a graph of the circle. All right, so there's a quick sketch, right, passing through those 4 points. So again, using our radius, right, of 6 units. So quick, easy points are our vertical and our horizontal distances. Going up, down, right, left, radius of 6 units. All right, so those are circles. So graphing equations of circles. Again, I need our center and a radius, which we'll see once we have it in standard form.